Welcome back, whippersnappers. This is Gramps. We're in Shapez 2 version 1.0, and we've made it through all of our milestones. Watching a little twisty train go by, and we've been creating our MAMs. We have on the left a task slash random operator shape MAM, and we had it working on a task to create 15,000 of this shape, which has not yet started. We did create the previous version of this, which was this. I did that one sort of off camera. Yeah, things are running very slow today. Let's scroll down. Anyway, it was the same as this final one, but had an uncolored teardrop right there, this guy. So the top two layers are still rocking, and so then, yeah, should be good to go. So that is going, and then we last left our crystal MAM with this doohickey working. So one thing I did do is I cut off this shape from delivering in because I wanted it, we don't need to burn through all that stuff. So what I need to do is come and tell these shapes to come through here and then not go out left, because they were coming in and going down, not getting crystallized. I need to tell them to come into the crystallizer. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to come and grab this signal, and instead of doing all this stuff here, I'm going to kaboom all of that and all this. All right, now we still need to do a connection from here up to the top there. Now these are all connected. All right, but no signals coming in there. So what I need to do is, if this is a non-crystal shape, then this kicks out null, as opposed to the color blue. Now, null is different from uncolored, color U, which is down here, right? So what I need to do is the simple, take this and say, hey, if you're null, then send 0. If you're not null, otherwise, send 1. So if this comes through and has a number 1, then those things are going to feed right on through. All right, so let's do that. And that is going to, I think that's going to do it for this, pretty much. Now, where did we, I know we had that right here, basically. Yep. So it's this, but we can tighten that up quite a bit. And I'm doing that here instead of over here, because, why not? All right, so it's going to come in, and yeah, it's going to say, hey, are you null? If you're null, then give this a power, and we want it to send 0. Otherwise, come over here and send a 1. So it's the opposite of what this was. So I'm going to take these guys. Oops. Yeah, I wanted to select you and then cut you and do that. And then we can take this and we can put it there. And we can take this, put it there. We can see, slowly make this whole thing smaller, like so. So I'm going to cut it and put it here. We can actually get rid of that, feed it in here, and so that is feeding 1. Well, a 1 is going to tell it to go straight on through. I'm just going to run that into there. So now, when I put this in, these guys should go straight through and into our crystallizer. Let's see. And they're all backed up, so that means they're going to be rocketing in here full power, full speed. Look at that. Beautiful. I love it. love it. Now, another way this has been handled and was mentioned in the comments is somebody said, hey, you know, I just know what should be here at this point, which would be, you know, this shape here, which of course we could calculate that. And I just say, hey, if it's that, and if that is the final shape, then go down this way because you don't need to be crystallized. But otherwise, go through and get crystallized. So anyway, it's just a different way to do it. But the thing I like about doing it this way is that there's no extra receiver to program. So I think that is working and working well. And that's another good reason for having this guy off to the left, as opposed to where I originally thought it was going to be. So what would happen next is on a 3-layer crystal is we would basically take all of this and copy it up to here and have this output of the crystallizer come up and, you know, do all this, you know, like this guy's doing. And basically same thing. Now look at that. You can see this is coming in. It's starting to get built up. And I think we have verification that this is going to be a full belt. That said, it's only 1,700 shapes, so it may not get to full belt by then, but it might. I don't know. We'll see. I did put in the crystallizer module for the other layers. And now look at this. They are full. Oh, and look at that. Yay, we got an achievement. I kind of knew we would. The logo, deliver the Shapes 2 logo to the vortex. That's why I chose this task, this job to do. Such a dork trying to collect achievements like that. Cool. So I have this set up, and you can see these are getting full. They are not full yet. I think white is the last one that will be completely full because the white fluid is the slowest one to fill up because it gets pulled out and it gets sent down here into its delivery station, but also it gets sent out over here to make the black, and then it also gets sent here to make the uncolored or gray. So this is probably the gray, the uncolored will probably get filled first of these three, and then black, and then white. But that said, you know, these are what, 1080. Oh, these ones are 1560. So maybe black will fill up first, and yeah, these ones are empty. But that's okay. So we've got plenty of fluid. So it's getting there. But that way these can get filled up while we're waiting. Another things, but that said, I'm probably not going to have it going in, or I'm probably not going to be doing the series for that long because I think this is our last episode, folks. And after this, we're going to be doing the old, we're going to be kicking in to the manufacturing mode. And you know what I should do? What was that? Oh, no, wait. Which one was that? Oh, that was our crystal. And look. Yep, now we're on a 2-layer crystal. So again, this should still be, yep, taking shapes through that way. Great. These ones, though, are all, this is all going into the trash because that's not the current top shape. Alright, so that's all good. That's what we want. These guys are going into the trash too. So that's going to cause a little backup here, but, you know, that's alright. I can get rid of all this. Let me know if you want this as a blueprint. We do have blueprints for all of the other, for the other MAM. I think I'm going to take all of these guys up. like so. If you want blueprint for the crystal mam, then what I would probably do is build it all out completely. You know, if we're gonna use twisties, let's use them through the whole thing. We'll make those last shapes very dizzy. And get that going. But there we go. So I'm gonna come down to this, and let's switch it back to the random shape. So now it's gonna start working on this guy. In the meantime, we just collected 2,000 shapes, but every time these random ones get filled in, we get 5,000. So it's really, at this point, probably better to just do those as opposed to coming back and working on these old ones and scrolling through them, unless there's one that's worth a lot. This, oh, but this is a crystal one. Oh, and these ones are this. I mean, if you wanted to, you know, go through and 100% get all these done, what I would do is just have that mam built, and then I'd just start creating these shapes and just sending them in manually, like we did with the other jobs. But yeah, I mean, it's probably not worth it to completely redirect the mam to do this one, which is going to give us like 1,500, 1,900 points. That's still going to take some time to do, right? You know. So anyway, I think that's done. I did put this regular mam into the blueprint stash, which is in the link. There's a link at the bottom in the description. Look at our trains twisting in there. I love it. Of course, it's better with a longer train, but you know, it is what it is. And that is going. Let's go and check on some of these old shapes and make sure that they're in there. Yeah, there's stuff to deliver. Oh, you know, we only have this one train. Oh, bringing in. That's why we only have one, because it's bringing in all this. So that's probably still okay. And so yeah, we are going to start in on the manufacturing mode. So if you're interested in seeing that, please toss a subscribe if you haven't already, and a like to this video. Of course, gets the whole channel promoted out there, which is great. This has shapes, and let's see about this one. This one's definitely little single trains. Yeah, this one, you know, I didn't build this one up huge. That's okay. Again, you know, not worry about this one. Yeah, so this one has a lot of delivery trains, probably more than is needed. Which one was this? All right, that is this guy. Let's get our operator 5. Yeah, I just want to make sure that they're actually creating things, because I saw, you know, we saw this operator 6 wasn't creating anything. That one's working well now. And then operator 7 should be creating. Yep, it is. Looks like we probably just had a delivery get picked up. Operator 8. What are you doing? You've got nothing. Why do you have nothing? No, they do. They've got stuff here, but they're definitely missing stuff on this bottom station, which is coming from here. Which is here. So why is this one lagging? Whatever this top shape is. That's what's not delivering. That one comes from here. Why are you lagging? Alright. It looks like there's a lot of stuff in there. Oh, I know why. Yeah. It's because there's no stops. Alright, I'm gonna take this, and as soon as this train moves, I'm gonna put a regular stop in here because, yeah, the wait stops are just killing me. I'm gonna delete you for now. Ah, go already. Yeah. I hate the wait. I wish on wait stops, and maybe this is a mod. Maybe there's a mod. So that's another thing is next, like I said, next series I do is going to be the manufacturing mode. After that, I might do another regular mode, but at, you know, the harder level challenge, and use some mods. You know, see what's popular out there, see what's working. This is ridiculous. Come on, go. Oh my god. I'm so close to deleting you, train. How many are you carrying? See, you're not even carrying anything close to a full load. What if we just put a regular... No, that deleted it. That's alright. You know what? Don't care at this point. Alright, it's gonna wait, and it's gonna pick that one up. Yay. Who cares? Alright, this is still very slow delivery. But I guess that's the way it is. Alright. So we'll get full load here on this train. I think it's also running slowly just because we have we're using 45,000 platforms, and that's just making things slow. Alright, so this was Operator 8. Let's look at Operator 9. Operator 9, looking fine. Operator 10, send it again. Operator 11, as soon as the autosave goes. I can't wait to start a new game, literally, because this is just bogging so slowly. Alright, see, this is not good. Why? Why do you have nothing delivered? It's because there's nothing in the bottom row. Here comes something that is delivering nothing. There's nothing in that train. Why is there nothing in this train? Ugh. It's right here. Alright, come on. Easy, Tiger. Easy. Because there's nothing there. First of all, get rid of that horrible wait stop. There's nothing here because there's nothing on the top layer. So we follow the top layer, which, yeah, there's a train that's empty. Another train that's empty. You're on the bottom layer. Alright. Here, that's where it's all going to heck. Alright. Again, top layer. Nothing coming in. Why is nothing coming in on the top layer? It's this track here. There's a train going back that has nothing. It's this one. Why is there nothing here? We're waiting on fluid. What fluid are we waiting on? That's the top one. That's this. It should be yellow. Is there nothing bringing in it? Oh my god, that's why. Alright, because all these trains are going that way. So we just need one train to go this way. So we've got a cyan line and a yellow line. Nope. Try again. There we go. And yeah, it'll eventually pick up all this. So that hasn't been producing for quite a while. So here's a note. Make sure to check your deliveries. sooner than never. And I'm gonna just put a thing there. So this train, yellow, the one in front is our yellow train. That's gonna come up and go, ooh, and it's gonna go back and we'll go this way. And then I'm going to double up the trains. So that's what's going on here. Yes, it's going to send the cyan back too. That's all right. And then you know what I could do? Send cyan back. There we are. Because this one has so much. There's so many deliveries possible. That's why I'm going to double up that train. Okay. This is going to start working. And once that starts working, we'll need 2 trains. So I'm going to do that. Now let's look at operator 12. It's working. It's just slow. That's all right. And then this was our test that we deleted. So I can delete that. All right. My friends. I think things are working. Where's home base? Yeah, that's bad when it shows a black hole. This is over here. And that is not the correct thing. So it's going, some of these shapes are going to come in. These are bad shapes and they are getting crystallized. That's okay. Here's the good shape coming in. And in fact, yep, there it is. The good bottom shape with the black crystal. So that means this is working. Yay. All right. Do we need this jump? I don't think we do. Yeah, I don't think we need that jump. I mean, jumps are fun. Jumps are great. But, you know, it's not safe. Somebody might hurt themselves. I don't want that to happen. So, what I need to do, if I was going to continue this through and upgrade the Crystal Man, is I would basically take this, and this, and this, and can't forget those. Copy paste up. Actually, no, I would forget those. I don't want to overwrite the crystal stuff, so I would deselect those. I could even deselect those. All right, so I would copy this up to right here. And then I would have to come in and this would be, actually I wouldn't have to do any wiring change on this one because this works for the top layer no matter what. So what I would have to do is come down to here and change this to, I would copy this. Take this one, copy, and paste to there. And then this one would work. And then I would come in here and add another layer, unstacker. I think right here, and I think that's all I need to do. And it should work at that point. Right? Yeah. It's actually kind of cool. Let's go ahead and copy this up. Again, not planning on doing the whole thing. And then the only other thing I would need to do would be rerun the belt from here up to come in right here, up in that one. So I'm going to copy. And paste here. That should do it. Yeah, I just need to mimic this. So it is going to come. Yeah, it can come and go over that. Oh, it goes up 3. Like so. And like so. Alright, and then, so all I need to do is cut this and connect there. And then I need this belt to come down, and it'll connect into this. Yeah. And look, this one's working. We're getting shapes in. All right. Let's fast forward and see if we can get this to 3. Well, my friends, we finally made it. We finally made it to 3 levels of the Crystal Man, and we are on level 19. We were at level 14 when I left you last, so that took 5 levels. It was going very slowly because like a bunch of these were using white and gray and black on the bottom layer, and that just slows things down because those are the slowest colors to refill. Alright, let me claim a couple of shapes here. Oh, we're getting so close. So, here's the thing. So what I did is I set it to be a very simple shape and just use red fluid. So I feel like that is going to maybe let this, you can see it here on the bottom layer, how this is just zeroed out. There's like no fluid in there at all. So I figure if we use one of these, it'll at least come through and start refilling these guys. I think that's a problem. So the other thing I could do is just cut this off. But anyway, let's upgrade this to a 3-layer MAM. Again, shouldn't have to do anything to the top layer. Oh, except that's funny. This has been, I think this has been sending conflicting reports. All right, so let's take this guy and we're gonna copy over this. So this should be the 2nd layer. And yeah, all right, yeah. Okay, so all right, this is the top layer. That's great. Our 2nd layer is going to be that yellow one, which is what we're seeing here, but we also need it to be just a 2nd layer. So what if we take, let's see. Boom. Yeah. So let's take this and do that. But pull it back here. I think we want to come out of there. Yes. Okay, 2nd layer. Then down here, we want this to be the bottom layer. Which is that? Right, yes. Okay, then that should work for all of those. And again, it's going to start by creating the bottom layer first, but yeah, like I said, this is annoying because the bottom layer is uncolored, so that's going to just go slowly. At least right now, because this is cleared out, it's getting a chance to fill this one in. This one, yeah, the regular mam has been humming along like crazy. This guy's been doing much better too. We're almost at level 50 for the regular mam. So that is great. So I'm going to hide that. There we go. And do that. Now here's where I'm going to run into a problem, because what we need to do is, this is our exit path, right? And that needs to come down and oh, this needs to connect into it. Yeah. All this needs to connect. Now here's the other assumption I'm making, is that if there's a layer that has just, you know, that has non-crystal and just 3 spots, that it is only going to be on top. I don't know. But that, you know, that is a problem for a different version of Gramps. Oh no, you know what we can do is this. Yeah, there. Now that bypasses the crystallizer. So yeah, if this layer here has no crystal, it's just going to bypass. Ah, perfect. Love it. All right, so I'm going to take this output here. Oh no. Yeah, here's where we're running into a problem, is room. So I think what I need to do, what I should have done is given this all a little bit more space. I'm going to bring this over here. Alright, I'm going to redo that. This is going to come over here and do that. And then I'm going to cut this off here. And I'm going to wait for an autosave. But so, yeah, that's the problem, is that this needs to come up and over, so it will fill in this space here. But again, yeah, there we go. All right. Let's do that, that, and that. Perfect. All right, so like I said, this will work. Not pretty, but it'll work. And again, this will automatically reroute if this layer ever comes up and does not have a crystal and is missing a section. So I'm gonna call it here. You can see this is working because it's creating, you know, this is the right layer, the cyan layer. I would probably, just in the interest of speeding things up, I would probably just delete all these guys. Oh yeah, no, this is right. And then that's right. Yeah, so that's all working. That's good. And I would also go through and probably delete anything here. And yeah, that's already deleted. So that's good. Yeah. But you can see this is going to work. In fact, these guys are full. So it's waiting for shape to come in, which looks like it is starting. No, these are still some bad shapes. Yeah, this is, that's it. This is waiting. And so that's going to start creating good shapes. And if a few bad ones go through, the system, that's not the end of the world. In fact, these are not even going to go through the system. They're going to get trashed. So are these, but yeah, you'll see eventually the correct shapes are coming through. So yes, it is all working. My friends, we're going to call it a day. And oh my goodness, but look how close we are. All right. Let's look at operator. Are any of these? Oh, this one is so close. Just need 1 million shapes of this to come in. And these days, that is close, right? Or just one of these. As soon as this guy is done. All right. I'm going to wait for it because I want to hit the 500,000 and go out with a 10x upgrade shape multiplier. So the last shape is rolling in here, and I just want to say I really am happy with the spaghetti-ness of this final thing. I feel that sometimes I don't build spaghetti, and I love looking at spaghetti. So it's wonderful to see it occur naturally in the wild. And you know, my wife has always said that, you know, I have goodbye issues. That's why I'm delaying this out so long. It is not goodbye. It is see you next series. I'm going to be doing the series on manufacturing mode. So again, if that's something you are interested in seeing, please hit subscribe. You can ring the bell. Videos are going to be coming out Monday, Wednesday, Friday. These blueprints I've made for this series are going to be used. Look at this long John coming on in here. Oh, that is just pure magic. We're going to be using these blueprints, and again, you'll have access to them. You can download them. They will all be on the link, and if you want to see them built, this is where we built them. So thank you so much for watching. We are cruising along. We're almost there, almost at 10,000. These mamma jammas are rolling in full belt right here at 9x speed, and as soon as we get to 10,000 of them, remember our first operator shape was just 1,000. Now it's up to 10,000, and that's at level 48. So we are there, my friends, and we are going to hit, look at that, 501,000 research credits. Let's do this upgrade. Oh, it needs to be 550. All right. I don't have it in me. I'm gonna let this run unattended probably for a couple of hours tonight, and maybe tomorrow, and maybe while I'm at work, and just see what it generates. See if we can get up to 4 levels of crystal. But that's it. I will report back in the beginning of the next series, which is manufacturing mode. That is going to start with our next episode. Again, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays is when we got videos coming out. I haven't started it yet, so I don't know. Don't know how it's going to go. Hopefully it's going to go well. All right, that's it, my friends. This is Gramps, signing off.